Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we will talk about Rousseau's summary. So let's get started. Rousseau's theory, like Marx's, was international in character. There was a conception of the human family and an international federation as the end of his political ideal. He also projected the body politic as a moral being which would preserve the welfare of the whole as well as its constituent parts. It was the source of all laws and determined the relationship between its members. It would be an end in itself and also a means to an end. Rousseau was also seen as the spiritual father of the French Revolution of 1789. Okay, next. Rousseau provided an excellent analysis of human nature in politics. He refused to look at the individual as a supernatural entity. He rejected the idea of natural sociability that the ancients propounded and also the notion of radical selfishness and egoism that the moderns stressed on. He supported the idea of transformation of human nature from a narrow self-seeking being into a public spirited person. He took the individual as he was partly rational, partly emotional, influenced by considerations of utility, but even more swayed by passions and prejudices at bottom morals and virtues, but easily corrupted by bad institutions and, in most cases, dependent for the maintenance of his virtue of good ones. He brought to the force the importance of ethics in politics as he was not interested merely in happiness or utility. In the last resort, the value of Rousseau's political thought was not completely individualist, while at the same time it was equally not based on any glorification of society as distinct from the individuals of which it was composed. He had the most rigorous and revolutionary theory of sovereignty conceived as omnipotent and omnipresent. Rousseau's political philosophy, by implication according to Coban, discussed the subject matter of the politics of the 20th century. Like the reality of nationalism, state sovereignty, the need for economic equality, and the state's role in realizing it, the basis of popular politics, and the reconciliation of these with the principles of politics based on a rational, self-determining individual. Rousseau also pointed out the close relationship between liberty and equality, and the fact that without equality, liberty would be non existent. He abandoned his initial hostility to property and accepted it as an essential institution of society. Unlike Locke, he recognized how property could become an instrument of private domination, which was why property had to be controlled by the general will. He considered property as being the root cause of moral corruption and injustice. Since industrial society was not yet an existing reality, he idealized a property owning society where everyone would be equal and independent. In this, he retained the Lockean spirit. Rousseau's theory was anti-hierarchical, republican, and democratic. Okay? There was no denying the fact that Rousseau's political philosophy was one of the most innovative, striking, remarkable, and brilliantly argued theories. Rousseau's influence has changed over the last 3 centuries. In the 18th century, he was seen as a critic of the status quo, challenging the concept of progress, the core of the Enlightenment belief structure. In the 19th century, he was seen as the apostle of the French Revolution and the founder of the Romantic movement. In the 20th century, he has been hailed as the founder of the democratic tradition, while at the same time assailed for being the philosophical inspiration of totalitarianism. These indicate that it has not been possible to interpret Rousseau within a single framework of analysis. Alright friends, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.